Stu, how dare you? New Zealand shoots way above its weight and thrashes Australia. Thank you very much, sir. I think it's fair to say that at Worlds, we are looking at China versus Poland for the top spot, but, you know, Timon's really gonna have to pull out something special. Was it Royhang that got the 3.47? Or was, no, that doesn't sound right. It wasn't Royhang. Who the heck was it that got the 347? Everyone help me out. Stu in the chat, UAV Futures, is there a big rivalry between cubing countries? Only unofficially. What do we think about that, everyone? What do we think about that? Can you think of any examples of like inter-country cubing rivalries? I think there's quite a lot of competition in America, in the States. There is low-key, I think, a US versus China. There's definitely a US versus China thing happening. I'm not talking about tariffs or trade wars. Stu, how dare you? New Zealand shoots way above its weight and thrashes Australia. Thank you very much, sir. We've got a few oceanic records here now. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure Dwayne's got OCR for one-handed, right? Dwayne Ramos has got 3x3 one-handed. Do we have Pyramix OCR? We've got world record for clock. So, just saying. My team's got that one, actually. So, you know. Scubologist, yeah, Yiheng Wang versus everyone, basically. Although, I tell you what, there is a Chinese civil war brewing. Yihang versus Zhuangyi. Zhuangyi's probably... So we've got, Stu, we've got the World Championships coming up in May, this month, isn't it? In Washington. World Championships in Washington. So everyone's watching that very closely, especially the 3x3 podium. Let's take a look at that, actually. World WCA World Championship 2025. And let's have a look at the psych sheet for 3x3. Now, can I remember how to do that? Events. Info. How do we do that again, everyone? How do we get the psych sheet? I always muck this up. Competitors. Oh, here we go. So you go competitors, and then I hit 3x3. So this. Ooh, I've got to be careful with that. The psych sheet, Stu, shows us what, like, the likelihood, based on people's previous records, what we're going to get. So right at the top of 3x3, I think it's fair to say that it's like so we've got in China, we've got big names, Yihang Wang, we've got Zhuangyi Geng, we've got Royhang Zhu. They're three very, very big names in 3x3. Honorable mention to Bofang as well. But he's still to break the sub-5 barrier on average. So you've got, yeah, up at the top with China, Yihang Wang, Zhuangyi Geng. And these are just the people competing at Worlds. Royhang Zhu, Bofang Zhang. All hammers, absolute hammers. Yihang, of course, with the world record, 4.03 average. But Zhuangyi's coming in hot. Zhuangyi took the single. But then up there, we also have this outlier in terms of nations here, Timon Kolizinski. The Polish prodigy with a 3.6 and a 4.6. So I think you could argue at the top of 3x3, you've got China versus Poland, right? Sebastian Stone's competing at Worlds as well. Nice. Clock podium's wide open, sir. Lockie Gibson is going to Worlds as well. So you watch your back, all right? If we're talking tough about that clonk podium. Lockie's going to be there representing New Zealand, world record holder. But then, so underneath that battle at the top, sort of China versus Poland, you've then got Max Park, Luke Garrett, Matti Inaba. You've also got, look at this, Teddy. Little Theodore. How do we live in this world where Leo Borromeo is 10th seed? That's crazy. Qijian. Qijian is our fastest female cuber in here as well. Then of course we've got Luke and Dylan, 14 and 15. Felix the Goat Zemdegs. Oh, we're teeing up an interview with Felix. This season we'll have Felix on, by the way. We've penciled in a date. Hopefully it'll work. Time zone stuff. And he's got a big boy job. So, you know, we're working on that. So, yeah, in answer to your question, Stu, are there any big rivalries? I think it's fair to say that at Worlds, we are looking at China versus Poland for the top spot. But, you know, Timon's really going to have to pull out something special. Really going to have to pull out something special to get the gold, to get world champion. And then I think US is really fighting for the brown medal, right? For bronze. Would be my opinion. That's my opinion. Chameleon, Yufang Du isn't going. Did I see Yufang? No, I didn't. No, I guess Yufang isn't. I've got a terrible memory, and especially for names that are not in English, because I'm so just racist. I don't know. That's probably not fair, but I struggle to remember Chinese the names of the top Chinese cubers unless they're literally in front of me. I recognize them when they're in front of me, but to recall them, I have a bit of trouble. So yeah, in answer to your question, China, Poland for the top spot, but I think China, US is a big one. Is a big one as well. Yeah, true. Eclipse Max Park seeded 5th is also wild. So, Stu, if you haven't, you should watch the Speedcubers documentary on Netflix, because it focused in on the rivalry between Max Park, 5th seed now for Worlds, and Felix Zemdegs, 19th seed for Worlds. So they're really good mates, and they were also completely like matched rivals as well. Like they were so close until the Chinese wave started coming through. I think that's probably fair to say. Like Roy Hang came through not long after that. You know? Roy Hang, I think, because here we go. Here's where I struggle. Was it Roy Hang that got the 3.47? Or no, that doesn't sound right. It wasn't Roy Hang. Who the heck was it that got the 347? Everyone help me out. But anyway, there we go. That's about enough yaps. Thank you for that question, Stu. Appreciate you. Hope you're good, by the way, bro. I haven't talked to you in ages. Stu is UAV Futures, is a drone pilot YouTuber who I've done a bit of work for, and we yap. We do be yapping. People in the chat reminded me, thank you. Yu Shang Du got the 3.47. Thank you so much.